what are the reactions to the summit where you are?
Well, obviously, this is the big story of recent days for Italy. And it would appear that it's a battle between Italy and Giuseppe Conte, the Prime Minister, leading the Mediterranean nations who are most in need of financial support, and the frugal countries of the north. Italy is absolutely the protagonist of this negotiation in Brussels. And of course, the Italians see it as entirely revolving around their needs, which may be an oversimplification. But it does seem that Giuseppe Conte has emerged as the leading figure in the argument for a more generous response to the crisis, to save the economies and to save the idea of the European Union going forward. And Italians obviously are fully unified in support of that idea.
Depending on the outcome, though, could it play into the hands of the opposition? Because we've had the former Interior Minister, Matteo Salvini, saying Italy is being badly treated by Brussels.
Yes, that is certainly a possibility. In Italy, it's fairly rare that the opposition rallies around the government, even on an occasion like this, when clearly the Prime Minister represents the interests of the entire nation. In fact, the right-wing opposition parties have been sniping at him steadily and continually, even during these negotiations. They criticize him for being weak, suggest that they would have got a better deal themselves, and criticize him for failing to uphold the dignity of the country. For example, Matteo Salvini has said that if Italy doesn't come away with at least the equivalent of its net contribution to the EU budget, it can be considered as a failure for the Prime Minister. Of course, it remains open as to whether Salvini himself would have done any better in these negotiations. His fiery rhetoric and at times bullying approach to negotiations probably would not have brought a better outcome at the table in Brussels. But if Italy comes away with a disappointing result from these negotiations, it could certainly give a boost to parties that have been eurosceptic all along and pressing for a different kind of European Union, one that would interfere much less in the affairs of nation states. And if that's the result of these talks, Matteo Salvini and the opposition far-right parties in Italy could get a considerable boost for their position in domestic Italian politics.